What is going on, guys? So here we are in the middle of October. There is a plethora of games being dumped on us all at once. The ABK deal is becoming water under the bridge. Jim Ryan is retiring from PlayStation. What possibly else could happen in the bottom 3 months of the year? And guess what happens? Yes, we are going to see yet another retirement in the gaming community. And also we are going to see a big situation take place with physical media, a little bit of a problem near and dear to my heart that everybody should be aware of. And on top of all of that, some rules are changing over at Xbox that involve our personal data. And that is where we are going to have to dive into what Xbox is going to do now that is going to change as of January 1st of next year. So right out the gate, let's start with our first subject, and that is the problem that is taking place with our personal capture data over on Xbox Live. See, for years we have become very accustomed to having access to cloud storage free of charge at that point, and Microsoft has been storing all our amazing video captures and screen captures that have covered the entire plethora of our gaming experience on the Xbox ecosystem. That being said, I'm sure by now you have already received a message from Xbox regarding the situation with your data, and that is the fact that Microsoft starting January 1st is going to delete all game captures, screen captures, and anything you have uploaded to Xbox Live that is older than 90 days. They will only now store stuff for up to 90 days on your console or on the uploaded Xbox Live. And that is where, if there is anything at all that you want to save from anything that you want to keep as a memory, you should probably download it to your computer, a thumb drive, a hard drive, what have you, but you are going to now have to personally store that information on your own. Now, there is an argument starting to be made over on social media that this is just purely a move from Xbox, Microsoft to save a couple cents and not have to pay to store your data anymore. Now, keep in mind, using cloud storage is free of charge, unlike on other platforms. But I really don't think this is a move for Xbox to save a little bit of change. This is merely a situation that's unfolding with regulatory groups. Over the past, 2 years, we've seen Xbox go through an entire roller coaster battle with dealing with regulators, especially the FTC. And one thing that's been going on behind the scenes is the FTC is starting to crack down on how companies store consumers' data. And I really do feel that Microsoft is just going to create a sweeping policy that is going to encompass all of their consumers' data, all the way from credit card numbers to purchases and anything that can be used for retargeting and marketing, all the way down to something as simple as a game capture or a video capture. I just really do feel that this is just a result of what is happening behind the scenes when it comes to regulatory bodies around the world wanting to govern exactly what companies are allowed to keep on hand when it comes to consumer data. So this is just merely a heads up, everybody, if there's any captures at all that are very near and dear to your heart, you're going to want to go out and save this data onto whatever kind of a device that you want to, because at this point, Xbox is not going to hold on to it for any longer than 90 days. So the big story of the week that is probably going to take place this week is, of course, the retirement that we're going to see over on the Xbox brand. And it is none other than Bethesda's Pete Hines, an individual who has worked for the company for 24 years, but he has only been in his leadership position over at Bethesda for about a little bit over a year now. During his tenure over at Bethesda, we have gotten to see Pete Hines share his passion for gaming and how Bethesda can deliver amazing experiences for us all to play and enjoy. We have gotten used to seeing him appear on E3 stage events and developer directs, highlighting games like Elder Scrolls and the Fallout series. But really what has helped him stand out as the leader of Bethesda is his presence on social media, and he took to Twitter just today where he gave everybody a very heartfelt thank you and explaining his situation on why he is retiring. After 24 years, I have decided my time at Bethesda Softworks has come to an end. I am retiring and will begin an exciting new chapter of my life, exploring interests and passions, donating my time where I can, and taking more time to enjoy life. This was not a decision I came to easily or quickly, but after an amazing career culminating in the incredible launch of Starfield, it feels like the time is right. This is certainly not goodbye by any means. My love of Bethesda and its people has never wavered, and I will never stop being part of this incredible community we have grown. Thank you to the hundreds and thousands of fans I have gotten to meet and talk to over the last 24 years. Your energy, creativity, and support has been such a big part of my journey. I look forward to experiencing the next part of the adventure alongside you. Working with the amazing people, teams, and studios at Bethesda has been the greatest experience of my life. I'm incredibly proud of everything we have done together, and I'm genuinely excited to see the amazing things they will create next. Love you guys, Pete. The Bethesda social media account also took some chideful passion and helped sending him off with a positive message, where they put out a doctor's slip saying, "To whom it may concern, please excuse Pete Hines from work after devoting so much of his time, love, and care to Bethesda. We are prescribing him ongoing treatment in the form of the following: lots of gaming, devoting care and affection to foster pups and keeping a few, card collecting in all forms, having fun with friends in the community, and of course, more games." So this is where we are now going to see Pete Hines retire from the Bethesda brand, and this is going to leave the door open for possibly, just maybe, somebody like Todd Howard to take his position. I'm not saying by any means that Todd Howard is the automatic pick. It just, in my opinion, he has become one of the most recognizable faces in gaming development, and it's only proper for somebody of his prowess to take a leadership role over at Bethesda and help put even more passion into the brand and possibly steer Bethesda into an even bigger direction than it is now. But that also could be a double-edged sword, as Todd Howard is a very passionate game developer and he really likes to focus on the games he's developing. So if he takes a leadership role, that could potentially take away from his time in crafting the quality experiences that we're used to seeing him craft. So only time will tell on who exactly is going to fill Pete Hines' shoes over at Bethesda. All I can personally say to Pete Hines is thank you for all the hard work and dedication and helping deliver some amazing gaming experiences over the years. And I really hope, sir, you find what you are looking for in retirement and you get to be able to focus on things that are more important in life at this time. Now, if you thought your data being deleted over on Xbox and Pete Hines retiring was the big talking point, no. Let's talk about what is starting to take place in the industry of gaming and retail overall, and that is the death, the extinction of physical media. I was already triggered on the physical media conversation as of last week when Best Buy came out and told everybody that they are going to halt physical movie sales in their stores by the end of first quarter next year. And as an avid collector of physical movies, I own over 600 of them on disc. But now it appears that there is also going to be a siege on physical games as well, especially when it comes from Walmart. But it doesn't appear that Walmart is going to just stop selling physical games. They are actually just wanting to stop selling Xbox physical games. According to the CEO over at Limited Run Games, he has heard that Walmart is going to possibly more than likely discontinue the sale of physical Xbox games in their stores in the favor of continuing to sell PlayStation and Nintendo games. Now, in hearing that, I'm already ticked off because I do feel that no matter what, people should have physical media as a solution because either A, they like to collect it, B, they don't have the internet capabilities to download all this stuff or stream stuff properly, especially when it comes to 4K. You will never ever have a stable 4K movie streamed to you on any service. You physically need the disc. But what gets me even more irked in this conversation is it now appears that they are going to favor the platforms that have a much larger install base and just completely crap can the smaller install base of Xbox. Though in my opinion, Xbox has one ace in the hole, and this is with the purchase of ABK. They now have control over some of the biggest games in the gaming industry, especially when it comes to Call of Duty and other titles along that nature. And this is where I really do feel that Microsoft will be able to literally put their boot on the throat of retailers that feel they no longer need to carry Xbox physical games, and they might have to look forward to Xbox withholding all physical games when it comes to Activision titles, which would basically affect sales for the platforms that they're favoring. And this is where they are going to have to now reconsider their position on dumping Xbox physical games, with the fact that Xbox now commands one of the biggest presence in the gaming industry with its completion of the ABK deal. So there we have it, everybody. These are 3 big subjects circulating the Xbox brand as of today, but of course, tomorrow only knows on what is going to happen next. To keep up with it all and to stay tuned on what exactly is going on, especially with the Xbox brand and all of gaming, please keep it locked in on this channel. Like, subscribe, comment down below, all that fun stuff that YouTube likes to see help me grow. Also, please, at the end card of this video, explore my channel, watch my playlists, take a view at my latest video. And of course, I always have to warn everybody with the fact that no matter what anybody tells you, don't participate in the console war. Just play the games you prefer on the platform you enjoy to be on. I am Centurion1307, and thank you for watching.